Welcome back to AFTV, everyone. We're here outside the Emirates to predict the 11 that Arsenal will go for against Aston Villa with a plethora of options for Mikel Arteta. Who would he possibly choose?
I know, this is going to be a tough one, man. Maybe we should sit down and debate this, because this might be a long one.
I think we could do 10 minutes on each position.
Yeah?
So, let's just fly straight into it.
Neto, what are we saying?
Wow. Raya for me.
Yeah.
You know what? I gave this a lot of thought, and I came to the conclusion that Raya should start.
But Neto's been good behind the scenes.
Yeah?
Yeah, so that's something we should think about.
Maybe, yeah. Why not? Give him a chance.
Let's not make this the most sarcastic show on earth. But you're right. Look, okay. I'll just throw some potential ideas. Partey right back.
Why?
Timber played another 90.
Yeah, we need to win every game.
I know. Fine. All right. You would entertain Partey right back?
No, I can't do that.
Is Ben White back soon?
No.
Yeah, he's back in training.
Apparently on the 3rd of Jan, he said he's a couple of weeks away. Apparently that's what Arteta said. So, I mean, we're entering that.
Still wouldn't expect him till February.
When someone's back in training, you know that it's a good look, but you can't quite predict how soon they're going to return.
I haven't seen training pictures with him, innit?
No, on the flip side, Bukayo Saka was on crutches here, and you're going, oh, this injury was like 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, I mean, don't know how long he should be on crutches, but he's not back in February. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. So, okay, all right.
But no, in answer to your question, I do not want to see Partey right back. I thought he had a good game yesterday, actually. Let's put him where he needs to be.
Yeah.
And,
Okay, so Raya, Timber.
I thought Timber played well yesterday.
I thought he was exceptional against Spurs. I thought he was really, really good. One moment in the first half I gave the ball away, which annoyed me a bit. But otherwise, I thought he was so good, especially defensively. Okay, well, Saliba and Gabriel, obviously.
Yep.
Unless we're fancying
that's a no-brainer.
Kivior run out or something like that. No?
So.
No,
Okay.
that's a no-brainer. This is going to be a difficult game. We need our top boys in there. We need them at their optimum levels. Yeah. And Saliba and Gabriel, for me, have been the cornerstone, the rock. Yeah. To me, it's an absolute no-brainer.
And left back again. I mean, it's his spot now. And I don't mean because Calafiori's not available. I don't mean because, whether it be Tomiyasu or White's return and Timber goes out there, or because he's just doing a job for now, or because we need him for a particular tactic. Whatever Arteta needs, I think Lewis-Skelly's his guy. I don't think there's anything that anyone else in the team has over him the way he's playing right now. I can't think of a single attribute. Bar height, maybe.
Yeah. You know what's amazing about that is the fact that Lewis-Skelly's come in and he's displaced two international left backs of renown. Zinchenko, left back of some standing, captain of Ukraine, previously captained Arsenal as well. Displaced him, displaced Kieran Tierney, captain of Scotland, a player again of much renown, and no one's batting an eyelid about it. For me, that's quite remarkable.
No one has sung his praises more than you, and actually no one did it sooner than you. Well, maybe some, but
yeah, I love it. That's Lewis-Skelly. I can't lie to you, man. He's got everything a player needs to be a success, and we saw a different side to him against Tottenham. Not that I didn't see he's got an edge to him already with the amount of times he just goes in to pockets or spaces or challenges. He played with the North London derby atmosphere, and he showed up and he showed out. I think he's been one of the big plus points this season.
Could he
probably the biggest, if I'm honest with you? Name me a better surprise this season overall.
No, I agree with that. Could he be the key to ensuring we do still dominate the midfield? What we were saying on the preview with Villa, packing things out, whether it be McGinn, Ramsey, Rodgers, Tielemans, Onana, Kamara. They can get so many players in those central spaces. Is he going to be the key to ensuring that actually we do still have that extra man? And
because he's a midfielder by trade, and he's literally a midfielder on that pitch, really.
Yeah.
Because we dominate much of possession, and in possession he essentially is a midfielder. So I think he's got all the attributes necessary to counter and challenge Aston Villa, but he's also got to be a bit careful on the ball, because I feel like Villa have got midfielders that if you're not careful,
they'll get stuck in.
They get stuck in, and they can surround you. And you look at McGinn, Tielemans, Rodgers, Kamara, a few more in the midfield. Like any three of which they pick, actually they'll be picking 4 or 5 across the wings as well. They're good pressers as well. So I won't call it a gripe, but there's one thing I've noticed from Lewis-Skelly's game is I'll call it toy with the opposition, because at times he's toying with us fans as well, because it feels like that touch might have been a bit too heavy, or you've allowed that player a chance to get the ball, but he always comes out with it. So it's by design. And you know, the common theme with footballers under systems like Pep or like whoever over the years is draw the player in and take him out of the game. And I think Lewis-Skelly does that up there with the very best at Arsenal. He draws players in 1-2 and he beats them, whether it be with a pass or a drop of the shoulder. And when you're beating man like that, if you've got the correct tools in the transition, you get a hell of a lot of chances. We talk about our press from the front a lot. I feel like Lewis-Skelly from that position has been some asset for us, man. 18 years of age.
He's been fantastic. It dawned on me yesterday during the watch along. I used the word Wilshireisms. He's got that, whether it be low centre of gravity, that ability to drive into a space you don't think's there. Dawned on me that actually would have worked with him a little bit as well. Do you see elements of that kind of, the left-footed nature and the way that guile with the ball? Do you think there's similarities in the way they move?
Yeah, because he's heavily left-hand side. We can see that, but he's got the mobility and the guile. You use the word guile to be able to just breeze and ease past players. It never looks like he's busting a gut or overworking himself to beat a player or get to the ball. It just looks like it's all in his stride. And that's a beautiful thing to have.
Yeah, agreed.
And I think what I like about him as well is he's got that youthful impetuosity, isn't he? He's not afraid to try things. He likes to tackle, and when things do get a bit, physical, he can more than hold his own, and I really like that.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah.
So the midfield gets interesting because it's got to be Partey, Rice, Ødegaard, you'd think. There's been a temptation to rotate in midfield from Arteta recently. And that doesn't just mean Mourinho, that means sometimes Jorginho playing football I wasn't necessarily expecting. And it was against Villa last season. They opted for Havertz moving into central midfield to do a particular job. So do we think it'll be the same 3, or will Arteta be tempted to mess around with it?
I think it would be foolhardy to mess around with it, to be honest. I mean, you just named that trio there. To me, unless there's an injury, that has to be our starting 3 in midfield.
I thought the 3, for the first time in a long time, looked really on the same wavelength. Although Rice understood his role, I think we need to stop. People go, is Rice a 6 or is he an 8? Because we talk about it in this system. But when we talk about an 8, getting into the left half space, supporting Martinelli, whatever it might be, I actually think what Rice is, if you don't use him as a 6, is just an all-action midfielder.
Yep.
Serious box-to-box, I can do a bit of everything. There was one moment in the second half where he was driving the ball, cut inside. All right, strike was straight down the keeper, but give him that 10 times, he's picking out a corner, I think, like he did against Palace. So that's when I do like him, when he is actually a little bit closer to Partey, but is able to get up and down the pitch like that. And I just think breaking up this midfield would be a bit silly.
You say that, but we're coming up against a very good midfield.
I know.
I'd be tempted to put Rice 6
with Mourinho in there.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, that's by default more than anything, though. I just think when you look at the midfield they have, and how they're going to play centrally, you want your best sweeper in midfield to play that 6, and our best sweeper is Declan Rice. Now, that's nothing against Partey, who's been our best midfielder this season, but I think Partey up against, depends what midfield he plays, but I think Partey up against Rodgers, Tielemans, McGinn.
He found it tough at Villa Park.
Yeah, so it's
despite the goal,
it might be wise to be playing Rice in the 6.
Does the Zubimendi deal not tell us, the Zubimendi nearly deal, not tell us that it is going to be the Partey's, Jorginho's that he wants as the 6, and ultimately the Mourinho's and Rice, who are known more for their physicality, will always be that second midfielder supporting? That's just the way he's going to. Has he not cemented that potentially with that Zubimendi deal?
I'd be surprised if Partey's here next season, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
There's no sign of him being offered a new contract as far as I'm aware. You've got Zubimendi coming in. I think Rice will be the 6 next season. 8. 6. Got Mourinho in there as well. No, I can't see Partey being there next season.
So we agree, Ødegaard, Partey, Rice will be the
That'd
3.
probably be it, yeah.
Cool. Okay, the front 3. Now, look, Sterling, I don't think impressed. Martinelli, I mean, you were saying he didn't do much better than Sterling.
I don't think he did, no.
What do you think of Martinelli's come here?
Nothing to think.
Yeah. I mean, basically, you're picking from 4 out of form players. But I feel like Martinelli's got to...
I think Martinelli will start.
Yeah, on
But the
the
point
right.
I was making to you is that when Sterling came off and Martinelli come on, there was a lot of high-fiving and cheering, and people said, yeah, I've got to be honest, man, he didn't impact the game like we was expecting him to. But I do think against Villa, Martinelli will start.
On the right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Trossard with that goal, you just got to keep him.
You
Jordan
have
Seven
to,
forever
man.
Arsenal, he's a streaky player. Let's hope that now this is, a set of goals that start to come with Havertz up front, I suppose. I still think I want to see Sterling on the right with Trossard as the false nine and Martinelli on the left. It's been so long since he's gone from that, and now, as we're about to record, these rumours, reports about talks with Benjamin Sesko came up. That's the profile of striker he wants. Clearly, he wants the more athletic, taller, physical presence up front, and Trossard just isn't going to give that. Even last season when we had a bit of a crisis with Havertz and Jesus, he opted for Nketiah over Trossard. So he's kind of really reluctantly used Trossard as the false nine, even though I think it's probably his best position in this Arsenal team. But he doesn't really want to do it, so I'm kind of moving on.
I'm not sure if that does work, to be honest, Trossard, for any extended period of time.
I don't know.
Not much is working right now in terms of the free.
That's
and
true.
But shout out to him, man. He got a very good goal yesterday. That will lift his confidence. We need that.
Yeah.
We need players with confidence, because Havertz is woefully short of confidence at the moment. And
I really want a goal for Havertz.
Yeah.
Just get that goal and just get this off your back and off you go.
absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? Just something. And I know a lot of people are really doubting the player, but where we are right now, we need him. We need him to start scoring goals. We need him
And
to
he'll have
turn
another
up.
tough test on Saturday, because Mings and Konsa and those
Yeah.
guys are big, physical,
He struggled.
strong
No
guys.
offense, he's struggling out of form. Dragerson and Archie Gray, but he's got to. And I've seen him impose himself at Villa Park. Not really, to be fair, but I've seen him away at Tottenham or away at Old Trafford. Be an outlet for us. Go be that.
There's a nuance to this, but I would disagree with you somewhat. I think when he's looked good, he's the work rate has been there, and he is a big guy, but I've never really seen him impose himself on defenders the way you'd
I think I have.
want to see from a guy of
He
that
bullied
size.
Canate and Van Dijk here in a 3-1 win. I think he can do it. I just think, we just haven't seen it for so long, but it's got to come at some point. If he's starting games and we're chasing Liverpool, and you just got to hope it does.
Well, we've got no one else. So,
Any
we
words to
literally
add,
got
or-
no one else.
No,
Yeah, fair enough. All right, well, there we go.
sorry,
Listen,
but
people.
yeah.
No, I'm not. It's right.
No, but am I
It's
wrong?
Where we are.
We've got no one else.
We have no one else. We have.
So
What's that famous Robbie clip? Buy some players. One of my favourite ones. That's it, people. Arsenal are depleted in numbers. We can do a little bit more with the midfield. Of course, we hope that Calafiori returns. We hope Tomiyasu, Ben White. But guess what? Who's the defenders? 3 players we're hoping will come back, and they're all defenders. Waneri, okay, we're looking at end of the month for him. Jesus, Saka out long term. I mean, Jesus don't expect to see him till 2026 potentially.
that's a real shame.
And then
for
you're
him,
talking about Bukayo Saka maybe in March, April, at best. But ideally we sign a forward. That means we can take the pressure off that. So, yeah, we've got to see what happens in the window to try and add numbers. For now, we're hoping on, look, I'm not trying to be harsh, 4 out of form players, and we're hoping 1 or 2 pick up form. Trossard has maybe taken the first and biggest step towards doing that. And look, he's probably the most experienced player there, along with Sterling. But there we go. Let's hope 1 or 2 of them can join him and start getting some goals. But there we go. That's the predicted 11. Let us know the 11 you think will go for. Would he change anything? Would he rest Timber? Would he move Partey to right back? Bring Marino in? Bring Jorginho in? I don't know. Let us know. Big thanks to Turkish. Big thanks to Laurie. We'll catch you very soon. Of course, there'll be a watch long for the game. On AFTV, obviously. The game, I was about to say at Villa Park. It's not Villa Park, but I'm actually at this game. It's not on the Gooniverse. Go subscribe to the Gooniverse and LL Sports News and Turkish LDN and the Big Six. There we go. We'll round off there. Catch you in a bit.